Welcome back to the Nightlife podcast, season 3. And one more time, I don't have any idea what episode. The year 2020 is here, and I know you guys have been waiting. Today, I have the pleasure of interviewing a new friend who came up with a great idea, at least one that I like. And I had to show you guys. This is for the first time when it comes to technology, something that is not an app, which is something we should be, we're going to talk about. But, why don't we let him tell you about what it is. Welcome aboard, my new friend, Dave Rayns. How are you?
Hi, Julio. Thanks for having me. Nice to see you.
Dave, so why don't you tell people, a little bit of where you come from, your background, and where you're at today.
Sure. So basically, TixTube is an evolution of a product set. So basically, we started with a system called Group to Me, and that was actually focused on allowing groups and clubs to actually share photos, videos, have discussions. It was kind of their own little social network.
Like a meetup kind of thing.
Yeah, similar to a meetup. And then they started asking to have, event type of features. So we started building out event features, and they started asking for promotion abilities and ticketing and so on and so forth. So we built that out, and we saw an opportunity that we can actually help a much broader audience of people to actually promote and manage their events. So as we started building this out, my thinking is that, and it always has been, that the personal touch, the human touch, is not replaceable by technology. So what we think about is, what can technology do to help people build their audiences? And so one of the things that we saw is that, as far as the groups, each individual knows someone else, and another individual knows someone else, and that's actually how they were able to bring people to the events and build larger audiences at their events.
Word of mouth.
It's word of mouth, exactly. And so what we did is, from a technical perspective, from a technology point of view, how can we help them with that? And so we build technology to actually help one individual get another individual involved, and another individual, and so on and so forth. How that relates to nightclubs is in the exact same way. Mm-hmm. So when you think about a nightclub, people want to come to events, and they come to events with someone else, usually. Right. Someone else will tell them, hey, let's go here, or something like that. So most of the time, that's how people hear. And actually, there's a statistic that says that 80% of event goers hear about an event from someone that they know, from someone else. 100%. So that's actually a very big part of what we do.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been to any place that I have not been recommended before, or seen a referral by somebody else at least, or sent a link for a discount, or know somebody who's there. Those are pretty much what makes us make we don't want to make the decision. The way I see it is, it's kind of like we're tired of making decisions all day long, and with those types of decisions, it's easier if somebody makes them for us.
Right.
What I'm very into the whole personal touch thing. As a matter of fact, it's one of the things I talk about in my book. It's one of the things that I touch on the courses and everything, because it is an important part, both word of mouth and the personal touch. Word of mouth being the biggest promotional weapon you got, for sure, 100%. And a lot of people have forgotten about it lately. There's people that think social media will replace it, and just posting out there is more than enough. But yeah, you need a little more than that. But what made you realize that the personal touch was such an important thing?
So like I said, it was the visibility into what these groups were doing. And originally, before we actually built some of this automation, we actually saw that the groups can actually tell one another. Someone within the group can tell someone outside the group that they're having an event, to actually bring others to it. And so that actually turned on a light bulb that hey, we can actually, build technology that will automate and help that sort of interaction. So we actually help with automation in terms of whether it's the promoter or whether it's the sub promoter. We help them to automate things such as text messaging, WhatsApp,
Wait,
Facebook,
text message.
Twitter. Yeah, yeah,
That's a very important one, as a matter of fact. I mean, we all know, everybody knows, anybody that's out in marketing knows that emails have gone, the open rate has gone way down. Unless you have like serious raving fans that want to read whatever it is that you're posting or see your videos or whatever. But in general, email, open rate has gone way down. And a lot of people have large email databases. But I, and this from our own, we are only getting started for the past 2-3 years. We've been building our text database, but there's not that many options out there when it comes to managing it and sending them out that we feel comfortable with. We do it very old school, and we have somebody, in the office with that job directly.
right.
But that's a big thing. Before we get into the texting, and which I think is a very important weapon that all promoters need. So at the beginning we were talking about a little comparison to meetups, in some way, from the beginning of what it used to be, more. Then, from the original name, you get a little bit of the Groupon thing, with the because you probably, with the links and what you send, you could probably also do coupons and discounts and all that kind of stuff. I'm
Right.
sure. But what I see most from when I hear Tixtube.com is Eventbrite, which is, I guess the big guys on the blog that everybody knows and they've been around. But I don't seem to see a lot of, when it comes to Eventbrite, I don't really see them helping, besides having the event there and keep a place where I can keep my database and send it to, just those people from their platform directly. So how would you actually compare when it comes to Eventbrite?
Absolutely. So we actually have all the same features that Eventbrite does. And then we added a lot of marketing capabilities and kind of like what I call exponential event growth. So one of the things that we actually do, very well is we allow a promoter and sub-promoter to share revenue very quickly. So what happens is that when someone buys a ticket, that distribution of funds happens instantaneously. So it's the event organizer, promoter, sub-promoter, that happens automatically through the automated links that are in the system. So the funds actually get transferred immediately. So that's one thing. The other aspect of it is like I said, the marketing. The system helps them to interact and do the marketing at any level. So whether you're the promoter, the system gives you tools to, like I said, automate the marketing. Whether you're sub-promoter, you have the access to all the same tools, so that, like I said, whether you are experienced or inexperienced in terms of event promotion, it's the system helps you to get the event out there using the links and using all the technology that's available, and you get the credit for it right away.
That's nice. So, all right. So, from what I hear, you protect the sub-promoter, the promoter. It's definitely very useful. It's going to help a lot of the promoters, hopefully ourselves included. I'm feeling we're going to be using this very soon. Man, it's just a lot more than Eventbrite. I thought it was, at first when I heard you speak about it at the beginning, I figured it was the same thing, but now I realize definitely that there's way more to it. So are you guys live? Is this something that people are using currently?
Yeah. We actually have had this going for, like I said, Group to Me has been around for 4 years. in its evolution, and now we're actually been promoting events for I think over a year now. So yeah, we're doing well. We're growing. We're excited about other features and functionality that we're going to be implementing. We actually do have a mobile app. While we actually feel that it's important for people to find out about the events from others rather than the mobile app, because as we know, it's extremely difficult to get a mobile app installed on the mobile device.
Right.
So that's why we actually, yeah, exactly.
It's probably one of the main reasons why most apps don't make it. I mean, the marketing dollars you need to convince people to actually download an app and put it on their phone. Everybody knows that however many apps you have on your phone, which you're probably spending 80% of your time on those apps, not even 20% on phone calls for sure. But whatever amount of apps you have, you most likely have like the top 10 apps, that everybody has. And 6 of those are owned by Facebook. And, so in the end, it's very complicated.
Right. So that's why we actually, say that, okay, it's you've got to promote events in an appless sort of way. You can't depend on someone downloading the app and then you'll see about what's going on in this nightclub or that event or that concert or whatever it is.
So what would the app do? What is the purpose of it?
So today the app does it's an iOS app for the iPhone. It contains, like I said, all the technology. It allows users to buy tickets. It allows them to see the different photos and videos of the various events that were had. It allows them to actually, be able to interact as well. They can actually share photos and videos if the promoter or event organizer allows people to actually share photos and videos. So that's a capability that exists in the app. The other aspect to it is we have kind of like a light POS system built into the mobile app as well, where you can check people in the door, you can sell tickets, scan the barcode, you can do all kinds of different things from the mobile app. So mobile app is a part of the platform while we focus on really that human interaction, and we look at things a little bit differently, where a lot of times people think that from a nightclub perspective that you need to cut out the middleman, you need to save some money on promoters. We look at it differently. We see that you can't really run a nightclub without promoters. You can't get people to the door without promoters.
So you get it. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's why it's extremely important to allow promoters and sub-promoters to do their jobs. And so what we feel our platform does is, helps them do things in a much more efficient way, saves them time in terms of marketing and promotion and so on and so forth, so that they can actually do more with their time.
Definitely. What's your background, or any of your partners? Any of you in the industry before? Because you guys seem to understand parts that a lot of people don't.
Yeah. Actually, my partner is actually a musician, so he knows that aspect of it really well. And then we have someone who's on our board who's actually in the industry significantly. So. Right. Yeah, so a lot of influence there.
Definitely. All right. How user friendly is this platform for those who are going to be promoting, using it to sell, and also for the actual clients that are going to get on it to purchase tickets and that kind of stuff?
Sure. So basically, from an end user, from someone who's coming to the events, it's very straightforward. We have multiple options in terms of you can, put the embed on your website, or we can, give you the ability to create a standalone website with a subdomain. There's lots of options. Very straightforward for someone to buy tickets. You've got all the content, the photos, videos of the events, and so on and so forth. From a promoter perspective, very straightforward. I will say that, as with any system, you have to learn how to use it, but it's not complicated. There are instructional videos on how to use it, so it all exists today.
I see. So you guys train basically with the videos.
Absolutely.
And are you guys accessible? Meaning, if somebody is using the app and they are not understanding the videos and they want to figure something out.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we actually have, various levels of support. We are almost 24/7. So in other words, we're available, or someone on the team is available, and we actually work in different time zones. Although we focus specifically on the United States. So that's the market that we're actually focused on right now. From a different time zone perspective, we do have people standing by to answer questions, whether it's from a promoter perspective or whether it's from someone buying a ticket, and whatever it is that they need help.
I see. Are you guys only here in South Florida right now, or this is U.S.? Is this worldwide? Where exactly?
We're in the United States. We have event organizers throughout the country, all over pretty much.
Right. So, since it is an online platform, how hard is it for you to start doing this other places? For example, there's a lot of listeners in Canada. Europe. So
sure. So we feel it's very important to kind of get a strong presence where we are in the United States.
Correct.
and then extend out so that we're more efficient. As with anything else, marketing and things like that, we're very focused on a target market, and
right.
So we find that when you're focused on something very specific, you want to do that very, very well. And then, you can extend the platform beyond that. And then the other things are all the regulatory requirements around working in different countries, the privacy laws, and so on and so forth. So, yeah. Well, we'll get there, though. Global domination.
There you go. No, I like the name, as a matter of fact. Where did the name come from?
So TixTube, it came from the perspective of, we help you sell tickets, right? And then that's the Tix part. And Tube is actually the sort of the media, the interaction, the social media where people can actually share photos, videos. We're very focused on social media and being able to help people promote their events. So TixTube is something that we find very catchy, so that people can try to at least remember the name somewhat.
Right. Who is your main prospect client? Is it main promoters, or venues?
So basically, we do have some venues on board. We do have promoters as well. I don't feel that it's a gating factor, but we do feel that from a promoter point of view, it's actually more geared towards branching out and expanding, right, and having the ability to have many sub-promoters, many promoters, and affiliates across the board, so that everyone can interact and
right,
help build the audience extensively.
Right. At least cities like here in Miami, it is 100% promoter based. I mean, if you don't have promoters working for your venue on any given night, it's definitely very possible that you don't make it. It is a reality, thank God, and that's one of the reasons I've been around for 25 years. I'm sorry, over here, but there are some venues that don't like it. Let me ask you a question. Would this help a venue that is not interested in hiring a promoter to promote and figure out a way to become their own promoter through this platform?
So it would help.
Trick question.
Venue. It is a trick question. It would help a venue to be a promoter. So in other words, they can actually use the tools to automate posting on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, text messaging, and so on and so forth. But they'll soon see that it actually is very beneficial for them if the venue becomes a promoter. It soon becomes very beneficial to them to have sub promoters or actually promoters that can help them bring people to the event, because it's so easy, so powerful to get other people to come to the event, to get others to help you. And that's actually one of the things that actually helps us in, sort of what we see as a very big thing in terms of being able to have anyone be a promoter or a sub promoter, so that anyone can help sell tickets and actually make some money if you so choose. So, again, it's up to the promoter or the venue to say, okay, well, this is how much percent you're going to get, or this is how much percent you're going to get. But ultimately, it's a benefit to everyone to have many people helping to promote the event.
Right. So when it comes to promoting the event and spreading out the word of mouth, which part do you guys do? Meaning, I know there's, for example, a link to the event, to the venue, to the event, but you guys send out the emails, you guys send out the text, you guys just give the link, and then everybody has to take care of the rest. Exactly, how would that part work?
So we've got different options in terms of how the system works, but basically if someone wants to kind of manage their own platform, what we recommend is to see the platform in terms of having a core set of people that you work with. And then from there, the system begins to grow and automate, because every piece of marketing that the system does will contain a link that says, help us promote the event, or, the promoter or the organizer has options in terms of, what the link says, but we're always prompting people to get others to help promote the event and actually share, so make some money, sharing some of the commission or whatever it is. So it's always a big thing for the system to incorporate all the links in whether it's the email that contains the ticket and the barcode, or it's the online ticketing page. It contains links for people to become sub-promoters or affiliates to help in terms of the marketing and share in some of that profit.
Right. Okay, so what would a promoter that doesn't have ticketed events, meaning priced ticket events, how can they use this tool?
In the exact same way. So nothing actually changes other than the revenue sharing. So when you think about, there definitely, is incentive when there is, money to be made. But at the same time, if you have people, a core set of people that can help you, and they have friends or people that are potentially loyal fans or something like that, they can help in the exact same way when it's a free event. And of course, there's no money to be made, but if they're willing to help, the system functions the exact same way. Help us promote the event, so on and so forth. It's all the same.
Got it. All right. And so I guess the last question I'm going to ask you, which is the one that most people don't like talking about, is how much does this cost? What is or how do you guys make money really in the bottom? Which, not exactly how much, but what are the ways that you guys actually, make this work for you?
So we've got a few different ways. Basically, we take a percentage of the ticket price, and then from a monthly subscription perspective, we have SMS credits, meaning text messaging, right? So it costs money to kind of send a blast text message. So we sell SMS credits for people that want to use text messaging.
Right.
That's all optional. It's up to you if you want to use text messaging. We do have the capability to have someone send text messages for free, and that's available to anyone to use, but that's not a mass blast. That is an individual kind of preference where they can actually click with it when they're on a mobile device. It will launch your text messenger and send text messages directly from your phone.
Okay, and you guys provide all this data also as to, for example, this, the text that was sent, how many, and then the open rate and all that kind of stuff.
So we don't see when someone sees a text message, but we do see that it was delivered. So that is included, right? So there's a report that indicates that the text message was delivered.
Right, and we also know that everybody reads most, 99% of their text messages probably.
Absolutely, yeah. The notification, and that's actually one of the big things, is that notifications are so prevalent that no one actually misses text messages per se.
Right. And I like it. You know what? I am definitely going to try this. I'm going to try this. So I will be letting you people know soon how it's going. But I'm going to try it and see what's up. Right. Because I like the idea. I like that it's different. I like that when you had me at personal touch, that part to me is very important. And I think people forget about that. Word of mouth is the biggest weapon, definitely, when it comes to promotion. People forget about it. The fact that you can kind of affiliate, market it out there, and also revenue sharing and all that kind of stuff, all of that works wonders. And I trust the whole clicking on different links and all that kind of stuff is going to do it the right way, and nobody can complain, and this was your client, so I'm not stealing your client from you, and all that kind of stuff, all the little issues that promoters have at their events. So again, it's tixtube.com, correct?
Exactly.
All right, so people, you got to go check it out. I am definitely going to do so. I'm going to set up a meeting with you for sure, and your team to get that going. So thanks a lot, man. I think this is going to help some people out there. And
thanks.
And definitely,
Thanks for having me.
No.
And actually, I just want to say that I think you're doing a great service to all the promoters by doing this podcast at your own time for free.
Thank you.
I think it's amazing that you're doing it.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. All right, guys. Remember, we are here every single week. Hopefully, the past month was a little crazy, December, but for those of you that are new here, do not forget to get my book on Amazon. Actually, there it is. And find me at the Nightlife Entrepreneur on Instagram. Are there any Instagram or anything that you want to share also besides the website?
Sure. So we're on all the social networks, Tix2 Promo on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. We're pretty much everywhere.
Guys, go check them out. All right. See you next week.
Thanks.